LPT, if you spend most of the day on a computer, follow the rule of 20s. Computers, the rule is that every 20 minutes you need to stand up and look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds, while blinking 20 times. This will greatly reduce eye strain from your monitor. You can also throw in something like 20 squats or calf raises to get the blood moving in your legs.
Bold of you to assume I can reliably track the passage of time.
I can tell you put some work.
Bold of op to assume we can even count to 20.
I prefer to load all this up at one time. At the end of every 8-hour workday I stand up and stare off into the distance for 8 minutes, blinking non-stop the entire time.
I personally prefer to every 20 seconds turn around and look at my phone 20 inches away for 20 minutes while complaining 20 times.
I have a few of you in my office.
Maybe you have 20 of them in the office.
My rule is that 20 times a month you should go home 20 minutes early. Vote for me.
The real LPT is in the comments.
It's recommended that you take a 10-minute break from typing every hour. For your circulation, you're gonna want to get up out of your chairs and move around about 10 minutes every hour. Yeah. Your computer screen can be a big strain on your eyes, so it's also recommended that you step away for about 10 minutes every hour. Michael Scott, wow. That time really adds up. Like a half an hour every hour?
Take them at the same time. Daryl.
I'm a distance worker. I work non-stop for 24-minute bursts. When the timer goes off, I walk away from the computer and do something else. Then I forget to come back. My productivity is as low as it can go while still pretending I have a job.
Alright, done enough for now. Let's go make a coffee and grab some fresh fruit. 3 hours later on my back porch with a bong in my hand. OS, am I still working?
I used to play a Pokémon fight in my rests and well, I completed the Pokédex in 2 weeks.
Every 20 minutes. Gamers have left the chat.
Yeah, can I do this every 20 hours instead?
Just pause the game.
Mom?
They never learn that online games can't be paused, lol. But this is still something I should start doing.
I know, they just don't care. Get your butt downstairs for dinner.
They should treat it like how parents used to tell their kids who were playing outside that it was time for dinner. Tell your friends that you have to go, now.
It takes between 10 and 15 minutes for a developer to start being productive after being interrupted from flow state.
This is exactly what I was looking for, haha.
Nah, I think I'm just gonna continue staring at my monitor, unblinking, for 4 hours at a time while gaming and doom scrolling.
LPT, if you're looking to buy a used vehicle, ask for the VIN. Looking it up is free and will tell you valuable information before you go and look at it. It'll also tell you a lot if they don't give it you. Miscellaneous.
VIN equals vehicle identification number.
Fundamentals of car buying. Run it through a basic free VIN checker and then run it through the NICE. That should at least make sure that it's not a rebuilt flood car or something evil like that. If you're serious about the deal, then you get the Carfax or whatever. I've killed deals for not matching what the seller was telling me about accident history, odometer readings, fleet history, you name it. You'll see it all, especially now that everyone is dragging out every wreck they can find in a barn and selling it on Facebook.
Wow, thanks. This is very informative. Carfax odometer rollback check is free, just need to enter VIN and your email address to get the results.
I had an accident and went through my insurance for repairs. It doesn't show up on my #VIN and it's been over a year now.
Yeah, it happened to me too. If an accident is on the report, be cautious and bail if it's bad enough. If the report is clean, you still need to be cautious.
Any recos for a free VIN check? I've only been able to use Kelly Blue and it doesn't give me enough info emo. I'm not native English and don't know much about cars. But could you perhaps explain what all these acronyms mean?
If anyone fails to provide a VIN, skip them. Or better yet, report. I've done my fair share of used car shopping. Most of the time if they don't give you the VIN up front, it's very likely something is wrong. Also, if you have connections with people who work at a dealership, you may be able to free or discounted Carfax reports.
Who do I report them to? The police?
As a car guy, let me add to this. Get it professionally inspected by a shop that knows that car inside and out. It may cost a bit, $200 for a Porsche I bought, but they will find everything. $3,500 clutch issue.
How do you do this before you get the car? Do they come out with you to check the car at the seller or something?
Basically, before closing the deal you ask the seller if you can get a pre-purchase inspection. Sometimes they'll want to come with, sometimes not. Try to work with their schedule. The big thing is that you let them know you're paying for it, so they might as well, and that it's conditional for you buying it. If they straight up refuse to let it get inspected, that's a pretty big red flag that there's something they'd rather you not find.
Also excellent for buying parts, can narrow the doubt factor, saves time and money. Thanks for the purchase application of the VIN information.
Also good way to flag stolen vehicles if going through less well-documented mediums.
LPT, if your pet uncharacteristically starts having random accidents, do not start scolding, as it could be a sign of a serious issue. Mine starting having accidents last week. Today he was put to sleep and all I can think about was how tough I was on him because of things he had no control over. Animals and pets.
Sorry for your loss. The same happened with our last cat. She'd just be laying there and we'd notice she was in a wet spot. She didn't last too much longer. Frown. Be nice to your pets, everyone, they love you and need you.
Thank you for your comforting words. We lost our dog months ago. She started stumbling and being startled, and since we're busy at remote work we got disappointed at her and never noticed it properly. She also had pee accidents during that. Turns out she had a failing kidney. I'm from a sea country, so pet healthcare is not that extensive. Needless to say, she was not able to recover. We still have regrets and I'm beating myself every single day for being a bad pet owner.
We do the best we can until we know better. Then, we do better. Maya Angelou, what more could you have done that you knew for certain back then? Don't beat yourself up for being young and having things to learn still. We are also very young. Even in 10 lifetimes we couldn't know all there is to know. I hope you can forgive yourself for loving something as wonderfully as you did. I'm sure your buddy loved you with all her heart and she knew you were doing all you could. That's what's important in life, and she knew that. Much love.
This was one of the most important things you could have ever written, and that I've had the privilege to read. Thank you for existing in this time, sparkling heart.
This happened not long ago with our elderly Yorkie. I felt like the most awful person alive when we took him to the vet and found out his kidneys had failed and he was dying. Worst day of my life.
That's how I found out my dog was dying too. It was awful. I put her down when she couldn't keep food down anymore. I've never been that sad before. I came across her collar in the console of my vehicle the other day, and the memory of taking it off her before she was sedated made me break down. I miss her so much.
That's heartbreaking. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Hey, the fact that you feel bad about it is a good sign. It means you cared. I had a Yorkie that passed recently, 4 months ago, and I also feel like there are moments that I regret. But, you gave them a wonderful life, and they loved you for a reason. Strive to be the person they thought you were, and just take it one day at a time.
You can expand this more. If you notice a significant change in your pet, you should contact your vet. Pets have limited communications with humans. They are not like a kid that can say my belly hurts, or an adult that can say I have a sharp pain in my lower abdomen.
Seconding this. My kitty was peeing on my comforter and I took her into the vet and found out that she had a bladder stone. The vet removed it the next day and put her on a prescription diet, and she always used her litter box afterwards.
A guy I was seeing almost took his cat back to the shelter. He'd already done that to one cat, and I convinced him to let me take the cat to the vet. Sure enough, bladder stone. Got surgery, and the same day we got back from the vet there were no more accidents.
I spent $2,500 on my cat last summer for a urinary blockage. He stood on the clothes on the floor I'd just taken off and peed. I was shocked. Poor little fella came close to the big sleep, but managed to pee the thing out on the bathroom floor. He hasn't peed anywhere but his litter box since, and he's been on prescription food as well.
LPT, defensive driving can be summarized in 2 principles. Be predictable and assume others will be unpredictable. Traveling.
If you do that long enough, you start to get a feel for bad drivers around you. As in that guy there is gonna pull really tight in front of me next, so I need to be ready to brake.
Love when you have a safe distance between you and the car in front, then someone decides that 1 to 2 car length stopping distance is perfect space to merge, slow down and swerve into the next lane over.
I always say drive as if the people driving around you are just about to do the stupidest effing thing you can possibly imagine, and you'll be fine.
Everybody on the road is an idiot, including you.
LPT, never assume someone will be turning because their blinker is on.
Turn signals, always use them, never trust them.
I wear high-vis shirts at work when no one else wears them. I get some mess talking to. All I say is I haven't been hit yet. Safety isn't cool, but coming home safe every night to my daughter is.
An old guy passed the microphone at a DD drive-thru in front of me and put it in reverse to speak properly. I watched as he never took it out of reverse, so I creeped back myself as I had room in the car behind me noticed as well. Sure as us, after he made his order he hit the gas and went back about 10 feet. Definitely would have hit my car. You can't predict what people will do, but some are so goddamn bad you have to be paying attention.
Exactly what my father, a professional truck driver, taught all of us. Watch your mirrors. Always be looking for a way out. Assume everyone around you is an idiot.
Assume everyone around you is an idiot. That's a good rule of thumb, on the road or not.
I'm a mail carrier. People love stopping their vehicles in the middle of the road to let the mailman cross the street. They think they are being so courteous and helping the mailman do his job. Please stop. You aren't helping. It's dangerous for you. It's dangerous for me. I am not a child. I can cross the street when it's safe to do so.